I titled this exhibition "Iconic." It's a body of work that is influenced in part by my religious upbringing, and so I created paintings basically that are influenced by religious iconography. I wanted to honor certain individuals, but I did not want to recreate, Catholic images from the past. These paintings are constructed with using a couple of different techniques. I call them kind of mixed media. Again, kind of balancing the more serious nature of art making with something that's very playful. And yeah, why not use a piece of cardboard to create a work of art? Picasso did it, and I think it's valid. It's a valid thing to do. One of the things that I also tell my students is that when you're a creative person, you create with what you have, whether it's sticks or mud or whatever, cardboard. A lot of my work is also influenced by folk art. And so on some of my trips to Mexico, you see some of these folk artists working in the street to sell the little things that they make to make a living. And I mean, I'm amazed with some of the stuff that they do. This series of Iconic, the paintings called Iconic, really began with this painting and the one right behind you. He has a serious gaze, and instead of a crown of thorns, he has a crown of jewels. If you look at those glamour magazines, those fashion magazines, it's all about money and the glamour of it. So I wanted to make them very glamorous. At the same time, to counterbalance the realness of the portrait, I wanted to counter that with some flat color. This was again one of the first two paintings. This was the other model, the female model, female perfection that I found in this magazine, and I wanted to transform her into this kind of Mary kind of figure, and she has this very glamorous kind of a stare, serious stare, and I wanted to include these halos around her and jewels and things like that, and a jeweled heart, for her. After I did those two pieces and I started researching maybe certain subjects, I stumbled upon figures like her, Mukhtar Mai, and what I consider to be an iconic, individual. Her heart is represented by barbed wire in the shape of a heart, and inside it there's a little sparrow. The sparrow is this very common little bird, kind of brown and drab, not that colorful. Kind of like her, she's kind of this individual out of nowhere, and it came out speaking out against the cruelties, that are happening to women in Islamic countries, and yet, she's really represented by this sparrow, and her freedom, her hope is really sprouting from within, and someday, she will be free and be able to live her life the way she wants to live her life. What attracted me to her face was her stare. Had almost this blank kind of stare. So I wanted to create a painting that was kind of cold and detached, and so I was just kind of thinking of the temperature of cold, and what materials could I use. And I want to use silver leaf. Silver leaf can be very expensive, so what's better use? Maybe instead of that, I used gum wrappers. Again, it's kind of a way to kind of counterbalance the serious nature of an academic technique with something that's a little bit more playful. This one is the most recent painting that I've done, and I titled this one "Sorrowful Mother." And again, I'm referencing those religious images that I grew up with. In this case, the sorrowful mother is Elvira Arellano, and if you remember, she was the mother that was seeking sanctuary or sought sanctuary in a church in Chicago. Some people would see her as a saint. Some people would see her as a sinner, since she broke the law and came to this country anyway. But I wanted to almost like document her experience and her image.